Machine Age, early humans were great discoverers and inventors. They discovered the fire, copper, iron, etc. They invented the wheel. They also developed agriculture. The discovery and use of metals, especially iron, is a great landmark in the history of humans. It made them more advanced, secure, and content. The discovery of metals and different sources of power and the inventions are the things which drastically changed their lifestyle. We all have seen that when water in a kettle boils, the lid of the kettle starts jumping. It is because of the steam that tries to escape from the kettle. Similarly, you must have seen the weight on a pressure cooker jumping violently when the steam in the vessel has accumulated. About 300 years ago, a young boy in Scotland, while looking at the boiling water in the kettle, thought of using this power of steam to run machines. His name was James Watt. In 1769, James Watt invented the first steam engine, which could be used not only to throw water out of coal mines, but also to run machines by turning a wheel. It was the beginning of the Industrial Revolution in Europe. Soon, many types of machines were made that ran on steam. As a result, goods could be produced quickly and cheaply. Steam engines were also fitted in ships and boats which sailed on the seas. It made England the queen of the seas, as her ships could sail across the seas to far-off countries. After some years, a boy became very eager to invent another type of machine. He was George Stephenson. He was a worker in a coal mine. In 1815, he invented a steam engine that could move on wheels. It was called locomotive because it moved from one place to another and carried loads in its wagon, tied to its back. In 1825, the first locomotive invented by Stephenson ran on rails, dragging behind it 34 wagons loaded with coal and passengers. It moved at the speed of 12 miles an hour. In 1829, the first railway was built. In 1830, he made another engine which could run at the speed of 30 miles an hour. It was called the rocket. The invention of the steam engine greatly revolutionized the world. It led to the establishment of a large number of mills and factories which began to produce a lot of things, both quickly and cheaply. The ships now began to sail upon the seas to far-off places more safely and more speedily. The railway began to carry goods and passengers to longer destinations in less time. Trade and commerce increased many times, and life became more comfortable and pleasant. In olden times, humans could not think of flying in the air. They used to watch the birds flying in the sky and hear about mythological flying machines like the Pushpak Viman, which brought back Rama, Sita, and other people to Ayodhya. Similarly, you might have read the Greek mythological story of Icarus, who flew into the sky with the help of wings made of feathers and wax. As he flew very high, the wax melted and he fell into the sea. In the 18th century, some people flew into the sky in hot air balloons or hydrogen balloons. The first manned balloon was flown on 21st November 1783, which went up to a height of 900 meters over Paris. In the subsequent years, scientists made many improvements in balloon flights, which ultimately led to the invention and development of the aeroplane. It was Sir George Cayley, an Englishman, who first of all thought that it was possible to fly a plane through the air if it is light and at the same time, if the air could be forced against its wings. Soon, he made a lightweight plane fitted with wings, but there was no engine powerful enough to move the propeller. His countrymen, William Henson and John Strongfellow, did this job and made their model fly up to 40 yards in 1848. This marked the beginning of powered flights. It was, however, the Wright brothers who, first of all, built the aeroplane on the modern lines in 1903 and successfully flew it on 17th December 1903. It was the beginning of the air age. Since then, many changes and improvements have been made in the designs of aeroplanes. Now, there are aeroplanes which fly across the seas and over the high mountains, vast deserts, and the thick forests. Now, aeroplanes are used to transport goods and passengers. They are also used to transport soldiers, used as bombers and fighter planes in any war. Photography entered all the spheres of our life during the last 100 years. Now, our family albums, portraits, photographic illustrations, magazines and books, cinema, X-ray, color slides, and numerous other applications of this invention in various trades and professions. The first permanent photographs were made by two Frenchmen, Joseph Nippé and Louis Daguerre. Paper negatives and paper prints were made in 1841 by an English photographer, Talbot. It was, however, in 1888 that Eastman introduced the first roll film camera, which he got patented under the name Kodak. Since then, photography in principle developed around this invention. It depends on the action of light on a film coated with a thin layer of silver bromide. A camera consists of a light-proof chamber with a lens at one end and the sensitive film on the other end. A box camera is the simplest camera. Early cameras were much longer, but now smaller and smaller cameras are being made. Films are also very sensitive and can take a photograph even in dull weather. Modern cameras have synchronized flash and automatic control adjustments. Photography today is so simple that many people and children take it as a hobby. It has opened new doors of entertainment and education. Now, we can obtain photographs even from the outer space, as well as from underneath the oceans. In medicine, X-ray has made it possible to detect skeletal abnormalities, injuries, etc. Films are screened in cinema houses for our entertainment. Books and magazines are illustrated to explain important facts and statements. In fact, photography has opened new horizons of human achievement.